Okay guys, today we're making some vegan enchiladas in Benjamin's kitchen. So if you like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Okay, let's get started. So you're gonna want a nice hot pan, and you want to put some oil in it. I've chosen avocado oil. I know I've talked in previous videos. It's a neutral oil with a high burn point. And what I mean by neutral oil, I mean that it has no flavor, so it won't change the flavor profile of the food. Got a little bit of diced tomatoes. We're going to be making the sauce, the enchilada sauce. So a little bit of diced tomatoes. All these things I actually bought canned. You can have them whole if you'd like, just out of convenience, right? So these are all canned. So yeah, just go mix in your diced tomatoes a little bit. And then what I'm going to have next to mix in is any kind of pasta sauce. So whatever your favorite is, we can grab a little bit of that and just mix it right in there. And then I have a little bit of house seasonings. These are my staples, so paprika, cayenne peppers, and a little bit of garlic powder. So once you have all that together, give it a nice little mix. And what we're going to do next is cover it up. So cover it up on a medium-high heat, and just let all those flavors come together. So it's been about 5 minutes, and this is what we have. So all the flavors are coming together, lowering the heat just a little bit. So I don't want it to char on the bottom, so just watch your heat, watch how you're making it. We're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of tomato paste, so I'd say a heaping tablespoon of tomato paste. And to add a little bit of creaminess, I like to add a little bit of vegan mayo right into the sauce. So just 1 tablespoon, not too much. Get it all in there. A good practice is just to put your spoon in there and it'll get all the sauce off for you. And next part is optional, as I always say, but I like a little bit of kick, so add a little bit of sriracha. You do not have to do this. Again, I just like spicy sauces, so if you watch any of my recipes going forward, you'll see that I love my sriracha. And then a little bit of black pepper. And after the black pepper, we're gonna add a little bit of salt, and just go ahead and mix that in after the salt. So all these flavors are gonna come together so nicely. You're gonna have a nice sauce that's gonna go on top. It's gonna taste amazing. So at this point, everything's mixed in. We're gonna make sure it all comes together. And what you really want to do with this when it's done is just ensure that you put the cover back on. And we're gonna put the cover on, I would say, for another 5 minutes. I have lowered the heat, and all these things are gonna bind together to make this delicious enchilada sauce that is gonna go on top of your enchiladas that are gonna be amazing. And if you can see that vegan mayo has really added a little bit of creaminess, made actually the sauce a little bit thicker. So what you're gonna get from that is this delicious sauce. So it's been about 5 minutes. This is what we're really looking for in terms of consistency. Nice and delicious. We're gonna get another pan and just put it in there. So we're gonna put this to the side. Don't worry about cooking it too much, and the reason I say that, it's gonna go in the oven on top of the food anyways, so on top of your enchiladas. So there you have it. So we're gonna start off again, get your pan nice and hot, add a little bit of oil. Again, I'm using avocado oil, and we're gonna add the topping. So I have some red kidney beans, some black beans. And these are both canned, so ensure that you wash them, rinse them out before you cook them. And I love me some corn, so I'm gonna add some corn in there. I find these three, it's a nice profile, flavor profile for your enchiladas. And again, that allspice that I was talking about earlier, we have some paprika, cayenne pepper, and some garlic powder. And again, obviously a little bit of salt and pepper, not too much, but enough to taste, bring those flavors out. And what you want to do again is just mix it so it's consistent. The black beans, the red beans, and the corn are basically all over the plate. They're not just pooled up in one area. And we really want this just to start breaking down, so it's easier for us to put in our enchiladas. We're going to mash them up just a little bit. So put a cover on and a medium to high heat, and about 5 minutes is what you're going to get. So this is all come together. You can see some of the beans actually opening up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer this into a bowl and really get to crushing. You don't have to, you can have a little bit of whole pieces. You don't have to be overly worried about how crushed they are, because again, they're gonna be in a flour tortilla, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna be able to just bite into it. Little chunks are not going to be too much of an issue. Actually, they're not going to be an issue at all. So now that you have it here, this is the fun part. You can get to mashing, right? I wish I had a potato masher. I don't. That might be an investment. I have moved into a new place, so I'm just using the utensil I have. A lot of times I just use the one utensil, and the reason being is less of a mess. So just get them into little bits. You can break some into halves. They don't have to be a full mash. But yeah, no, that's about what I want the consistency to be. So now we can start making our enchiladas. I'm adding a little bit of oil to the bottom so nothing sticks. We have our filling for our enchiladas to the side. So I'm gonna grab one tortilla and just wiping the oil all around. So you're gonna have one little bit greasy one in terms of a tortilla, and just fill it up. So not too much that it's falling all over the place, but if you have a nice utensil, like almost like a handful would be the best way to do it. It's funny, when I was making this first one, I didn't wrap it up tight enough. You'll see my mistake here. You want to sort of pinch it, and you want to get it nice and tight. The first one, I didn't do too good of a job at, so I'm going to go back to that. And don't worry, it's going to open up. When you build a bunch of them, it will stick together. So you'll see what I mean by that. So I have to go back and fix that one, not tight enough. So fold and pinch, fold and pinch. And as you can see here, the one flap is coming out. That's okay. You'll see what's gonna happen next. I'm gonna make another one. And I do a much better job at the second one than I did the first one. So again, about a handful. And what I'm going to do is fold and pinch in so it's tight. And as you can see, now that we're building some, when they start stacking next to each other, the one next to it will hold it together. And when you cook it, it's just going to bind together. So that's how you want it. So I think you can get about 10 in a plate. So this is a 10 pack of tortillas. So I'm just going to give you an example of one more, and we'll fast forward to how the plate actually looks. So again, handful of filling, and we can start folding. So fold it in, and as you can see, I'm pinching with all my fingers and holding down with my thumbs. So I got a nice little bit of a roll in it, and you can see some of it has come out, some of the filling, so just grab it and just throw it in there right into the ends. And from now I'm just going to fast forward, and I'm going to have 10 on my plate. So from now what you want to do is you want to grab that sauce that you put to the side and just put it all on top. That delicious enchilada sauce. And with your utensil, just from the middle, swirl around so that it goes to every crevice of your plate. Starting to look good, starting to come together. You should be putting your oven to 450 because we're gonna throw this in the oven. Even before you start wrapping your enchiladas, you might wanna set your oven so that it's set up for you by the time you're done. Again, this is optional. You can garnish with anything you like. A lot of people put cheese. Again, I'm not too big of a fan of vegan cheese. I don't find it melts consistently, so that's why I don't have any cheese on here. But to each their own. So it's been in the oven. So what I ended up doing was 15 minutes at 450 and then 5 minutes on broil. And you can see some of the tortillas are starting to crisp up. They're ready to go. So this is what you want to do. 15 minutes at 450, 5 minutes on broil to get that top cooked, and we can get on to plating. So I'm gonna do 2 on 1 plate. So we have 1 there. Let me grab another one. And they're pretty much binded together. It's not gonna fall apart at this point. Get a little bit of whatever excess sauce you have there too. For me, I'm ensuring I have my jalapenos. So I wanna make sure each piece has a couple jalapenos. Spreading around the sauce, making sure it's nice and even throughout. So it's ready to present to your friends, your guests, or whoever you're gonna be sharing this with. And you can garnish with anything you like. I've chosen to garnish with some lemons. I like the citrus of a lemon. You can pour it right on top, and some avocados. I find avocados have a nice soft taste, a hearty taste to them, and they pair really, really well with the enchiladas. So I'm gonna put about 4 on there. So each plate will have a couple. But it's this delicious, delicious just flavor profile. You cut a piece of the enchilada, you get a little bit of the avocado, you get the citrus. All the flavors are there. So we're almost done plating. I'll bring this up for you guys so you guys can see what it looks like. I'll even, right after I show you, I'll even give you guys a little bit of a montage again. So there you have it, and montage time. So let's give this a try now. See how it came out. Breaking apart, nice and soft, but beans and everything. Still hot. Well, that's tasty. If you like this recipe, I'm going to have another one out on Friday, so give it some likes. If you're enjoying these videos, subscribe. Thank you guys for helping out. Take care.